the Sweet 16. This is the third time in your 4 years that you've gotten to this round. When you look at UConn, and you look at what it takes to get here, what does it take to get past this round for you guys?
You know, it's going to take a lot of togetherness from our team, but from everyone individually, it's going to take a lot of physical toughness, but also more mental toughness than anything. I mean, at this point of the year, it's so easy and tempting to fall into the rabbit hole of we're tired, we're physically, worn out, mentally worn out, whatever. At some point, we need to say, screw that. We're here to play. There's tons of teams that would die to be in our shoes just to have the chance to go out there and show everybody what they can do. And for us, we have to keep lifting each other up. I mean, it is taxing, but, we have each other. We have each other to pick ourselves up physically and mentally. And with UConn's team, they're physical. They play hard, shooting. They got it all. And so we're going to need everything and more from our players.
With Reed in particular, you guys didn't face him in the first game, but you've played against him here. How much, I asked Coach about this earlier, you really can't rely on what you saw before at Michigan about him. How has he changed the play?
A lot of respect to him, man. I mean, he just had a 27 and 30 game, something like that, and I don't care who you are, that's impressive for anybody. So a lot of respect to him, but we have to be ready to go out there and show that we're not afraid. I mean, he's a good player, but I think we have the pieces to beat him and not just to beat their team. We have to guard him, but at the same time, he has to guard us, and so it kind of goes back and forth like that. And everyone at this level moving forward, any possible team that we're going to play is going to be a great, they're going to have a great 4-man, a great 5-man. But with Reed in particular, we didn't play him earlier this year, and so we have to be prepared for, just a monster on the boards, in the post, controlling the paint, getting blocks, rim protector. And so we just have to be ready to kind of adjust our game, unlike what we did in the first time when we played him.
I think he's listed at 265, and he might be a little heavier than that. When a guy just is that large, how do you approach that matchup and some of the?
He's mobile too. I played him. He's a senior this year. So I knew him before going into college, and he's mobile. He's big, strong, athletic, but he's also very mobile too. And so, we just gotta, in our scouting, we have guys that can, pick and pop and shoot, and we have to guard him in there, but at the same time, he has to go out and guard us out there. And so I think that's a good thing for us. And if we can just run him, and I think we have the guys that run the floor extremely well. So if we can just, try to tire him out and just keep him off the glass, keep him out of the paint, I think we can do a good job of kind of cutting out his strengths in the game.
Do we talk enough about the big man leverage that's needed, on the defensive side, just low center of gravity to keep a guy from getting to the spot on the block?
Yeah,
that seems like that's a big one here, a bigger guy like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, we played a lot of guys this year who are 6'10", 6'11 plus, and 270, 265. We played some good guys like that, but he's got skill. He's very mobile too, and he knows how to put on the floor and score. And we just have to make sure we have to do a good job of making the whole 40 minutes of the time that he's in. Yes, sir. We just have to make sure that every up and down for him is as hard as it's going to get for him. We just have to, what we can do is we can wear him out. And if we wear him out and take his energy out of the game, that's how we can, gain an upper hand. Because we have guys coming off the bench who can, tire him out too, and, do whatever we can to keep him off the block. And they're going to have plays, to get him open and stuff. But I feel like we have the guys who can play the defense just to, get him out of the paint, or make force him to take a low percentage shot, a contested shot, stuff like that. But I know we're not going to keep him scoreless or anything, but we know that he's a huge part of their success, and if we can try to eliminate that the best we can, we have a really good shot of winning it.
Friday marks will mark 150 days since that exhibition game. How has this team changed and gotten better over those days?
We played them, and obviously they didn't have Terrence Reed, and I think they didn't have one of their other guards, but you know what, they're here. You know, they're in the Sweet 16, same as us, and any team that's in the Sweet 16, you know, you have to have a lot of respect for it and do things the right way. They're coached very hardly. They're held to a very high standard, and you know, they have a great 4-man, a great 5-man, you know, great point guards. They kind of have it all. I have to watch more, you know, film of them to kind of see, you know, what they're doing better than what we played them the first time. But I just know that in terms of like the bigs, having Terrence Reed is a huge advantage for them, and keeping him out of the paint, try to, you know, keep him away from being a beast on the boards and everything is going to be huge for us.
What about you guys?
What do you mean?
What about you guys? How have you gotten better and changed?
Oh, we've grown so
over this
much.
time?
We've grown mentally, physically, together, chemistry-wise. Like, I feel like we've been through enough ups and downs this season to where we aren't unsure of anything of our offense and defense. Like, UConn was our first, like, real good opponent game. And, you know, we hadn't seen what Fierce was going to become, you know, like, the numbers that he's putting up. You know, no one was really sure of, like, what their roles are on this team, and now that we're having a second chance to play them in the postseason, and we know all of our roles, and we can be, you know, as close as perfect to our roles, you know, that's gonna help us a lot in the long run.